Have you ever noticed how a single sweet bite can awaken memories you thought were asleep, stirring warmth in your heart before your mind can explain why? In that moment, love reveals itself as a force, working beyond logic, moving through simple gestures rather than grand declarations. This is the magic that has always surrounded you, waiting patiently for recognition, reminding you that love is not distant or rare, but present in the smallest offerings of daily life. When sweetness is shared with intention, it becomes more than taste. It becomes a silent blessing, a signal to the universe that kindness flows freely through you. According to the spiritual law of harmony, what you give with love returns multiplied, for love is the highest currency, and sweetness is one of its most tender expressions. Every time a sweet is offered with a sincere heart, an invisible bridge is built between souls, and that bridge carries peace, reassurance, and unspoken understanding. From childhood celebrations to evenings of reflection, sweets have marked moments of connection, teaching the soul that joy does not need explanation. The act itself carries meaning, because intention always shapes experience. When your thoughts are loving, even the smallest gift becomes powerful, charged with creative energy that aligns circumstances in your favor. You may believe that love must be proven through sacrifice or struggle, yet the universe responds more quickly to ease and gentleness than to effort and strain. Sweetness symbolizes allowance, the willingness to receive joy without resistance. When you offer sweetness, you affirm that life is meant to be kind to you, and this affirmation moves unseen forces into action. Love, expressed simply, dissolves fear, softens hardened thoughts, and opens doors that force could never unlock. There is a divine intelligence guiding every exchange of love, ensuring that nothing given in sincerity is ever lost. Each tender act becomes a seed planted in the field of consciousness, destined to bloom at the appointed hour. Many overlook this truth because they seek dramatic signs, unaware that miracles often arrive disguised as ordinary moments. A sweet bite shared at the right time can soothe grief, restore hope, or awaken courage, not because of sugar or flavor, but because love itself is present. When love enters any form, it transforms it into a channel of grace. This is why simplicity holds such power, and why the heart recognizes truth instantly, without debate. As you move through life, remember that every action carries a spiritual tone, and sweetness offered in love carries the tone of harmony. You are never too small to influence another's world, and no gesture is insignificant when guided by sincerity. Love expressed without words speaks directly to the soul, bypassing doubt and fear. In recognizing this, you align yourself with a higher rhythm where giving becomes effortless and receiving becomes natural. This understanding prepares the mind for a deeper revelation, one that will soon unfold and challenge everything about love, purpose, faith, destiny, timing, trust, abundance, grace. Yet there comes a moment when sweetness is tested, when love seems unanswered, and the offering appears to vanish into silence. At this point, many retreat, believing the universe has overlooked them, but spiritual law never fails. It only rearranges timing. Love moves on unseen currents, and what feels like absence is often preparation. The soul is trained through contrast, learning trust when evidence is delayed. Just as sugar dissolves before it sweetens, love often disappears from sight before it transforms conditions. This is the sacred pause where faith is refined, and where impatience is asked to rest. Suspense builds here because the mind demands proof while the heart is invited to know. Old beliefs whisper that giving must earn immediate return, yet divine order responds to certainty, not anxiety. When you offer love freely, you step into alignment with a promise older than memory, that no act of harmony can be wasted. However, the ego resists this truth, counting moments and measuring outcomes. This inattention is not punishment, but purification, clearing space for a greater expression of good. The universe cannot deliver abundance into a consciousness crowded with doubt. In this quiet interval, many miracles are born. Love rearranges circumstances behind the curtain, connecting people, shifting moods, softening hardened paths. What appears delayed is often being perfected. A sweet gesture given once may echo many times, touching lives you will never see, yet its return is certain. The law of attraction does not forget, and love is its strongest magnet. When you remain steady in kindness, you command unseen forces to act on your behalf. Then comes the turning point, subtle yet unmistakable, when warmth returns unexpectedly. It may arrive as relief, opportunity, reconciliation, or inner peace, but it carries the same signature, effortless rightness. This is when you realize the sweetness was never lost. It was multiplied. Love, when trusted, expands beyond its original form and blesses you in ways the mind could not design. The pause was not denial, but alignment. Understanding this dissolves fear forever. You no longer hesitate to give because you recognize yourself as a channel, not the source. Love flow. WS through you because it is infinite, and you are safe to share it. The universe mirrors your certainty, reflecting back stability, joy, and provision. This truth prepares the heart for a deeper realization still unfolding, one that reveals why love chooses simplicity to deliver its greatest power. It waits quietly, gathering momentum, until resistance fades completely. When the mind releases control, events align with astonishing precision, proving that love never arrives late. Every sweet act sets a sequence in motion, and the outcome exceeds expectation. Trust now becomes your protection, anchoring you in calm certainty while life reshapes itself. What once felt uncertain reveals itself as guidance, and gratitude rises naturally. This knowing steadies you, preparing the spirit for the final unveiling where love shows its full design, inviting you to receive without fear, without doubt, without delay, without conditions, without limits. Now the final understanding emerges gently yet powerfully, revealing that love was never meant to be complicated, proven, or earned, but accepted as a natural state of being. When you realize this, effort dissolves and life begins to cooperate in unexpected ways. Love expresses itself through simplicity, because simplicity carries no resistance. A sweet bite offered with sincerity is not small. It is symbolic of surrender, trust, and allowance. It declares that you believe in goodness without needing guarantees. In this awareness, the heart opens fully, and when the heart opens, supply rushes in to meet it. Love no longer feels fragile or conditional, because you understand it is governed by law, not chance. The universe responds to your inner agreement with joy, arranging meetings, moments, and miracles that feel effortless and exact. What once seemed like coincidence reveals itself as alignment. You recognize that every loving gesture you ever gave was recorded in consciousness, waiting for the precise moment to return in form. Nothing was missed. Nothing was wasted. Nothing was forgotten. This realization frees you from fear of loss, because love cannot be depleted. The more you share it, the more aware you become of its endless presence. Sweetness becomes a reminder that life is friendly, that blessings are meant to be received, and that you are supported, even when you cannot see how. Gratitude deepens because you see the pattern clearly now. Love given in calmness returns as peace. Love given in faith returns as provision. Love given without condition returns as joy. The mind relaxes into trust, and the body responds with ease. In this state, you are no longer chasing outcomes, you are allowing them. Love moves ahead of you, preparing the way, smoothing resistance, opening doors that effort alone could never open. This is the quiet power Florence Scovel Shinn revealed, that words, thoughts, and actions charged with love set divine forces into motion. When you align with this truth, life feels guided rather than forced. Sweetness, once seen as a small pleasure, becomes a sacred symbol of this law in action. It teaches the soul to expect goodness, to welcome joy without guilt, and to believe that the universe delights in blessing you. As this belief settles, emotional wounds soften, old disappointments lose their grip, and hope renews itself naturally. You stop asking when and begin trusting now. Love becomes your atmosphere, and miracles become natural events rather than rare exceptions. This is the moment of completion, where understanding replaces striving, and faith replaces fear. You stand calm, knowing that every loving act continues to work on your behalf. The sweetness you give today is shaping the joy you will experience tomorrow. In this certainty, peace becomes permanent. Life responds with grace. If you are benefiting from our topics, please subscribe, like, and turn on the bell notification so you can see our new videos early.